Hi traders, welcome back. In today's video I'm gonna break down the trades that I took last couple of weeks ago, and the recent trade I took last week. It was on pound dollar, and yeah, I'm just gonna break down those trades and what I saw in the moment, what worked and what did not. So, and some key lessons I took away from those trades as well. So this is part of my personal trading journal, and hopefully it will give you insight into how I approach the markets as well, so that you can still learn and I can improve over the long run. So yeah, let's quickly go on the Aussie dollar first, and we'll go over pound dollar. After this, it won't be a very long video because it's just a trades breakdown. So let's see. All right, let's go over daily on the Aussie dollar. What happened? We have this massive bull run on the last couple of weeks ago, right? So we also understand, if we zoom out, is that we had this recent break of structure, probably on the weekly or the monthly, and now we're just playing this pullback up to this premium prices somewhere within here, and then we can roll over to the downside. Because if we look on the overall larger picture, what happening is that got the breakup structure, we're kind of pulling back, it's very complex, and then got impulsive move to the downside, and now we are in this pullback phase. So that's how the weekly and the monthly were looking. But if you just focus on the recent price action, let's just keep it simple and follow this immediate price action. So we have this demand from the daily, which is still in control. So until and unless this does not fail, we can't expect that it's the deeper pullback. So if we can still continue, following this bullish order flow from the 4 hour and the 1 hour, then looking for long still do make sense, because the area we are coming from the left, it's not really significant. If you just see the highs, so poorly formed, a lot of liquidity is resting above. Probably if we can see a little bit of corrective pullback into one of the supply and then start follow up, then probably we can expect that probably we're going to run the lows, which is this one. But until then, let's keep it simple and follow this overall bullish trend. That's it from the daily. Nothing else to add, to be honest. Let's go over 4 hour. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame also, it's pretty much simple. We got this consolidation phase couple of weeks. It was really hard to trade. I think I got a losing trade one over here. I think it was not the best price action. Yeah, that was a big lesson for me, because price action was not really going anywhere, so I took a loss here. That means I have to stay away when the market is not clear. Now it's really trending, right? We got this massive push up, push down, push up, push down into this 4 hour demand. Just simple expectation is just to follow the order flow. If some reason, if this fails like that, then we can expect a deeper pullback here, because we understand this is the daily supply, and after that we may see this move. But until then, let's just follow the order flow, because this is the demand that led to the convincing breakup structure. It doesn't have any other confluence, but it's good that it has tapped into this prior range, and then led to the breakup structure. So at least we are gonna get a reaction after this supply, even if we roll over to the downside. So yeah, reaction is key, and even like for us intraday and day traders, it's this even this candle can be really enough to capitalize on our intraday bias, right? Yeah, simple expectation from the 4 hour is to just follow the order flow and see if we can get that continuation. 1 hour. So this was just Frankfurt open on Tuesday, which was last week. So we have this massive push up, push down. This is the POI that was swept liquidity. So mitigated extreme, I forgot to draw the zones, but this is the POI that is at the extreme, that has swept liquidity, which is also nested within the 4 hour demand, which is really good confluence to have. So this is the only area where we are expecting that protein run to continue to run the highs, because this is so strong low, because it has led to the breakup structure, swept liquidity nested within there, and impulsive move to the upside. So playing longs with expectations of this is very, very logical. So this was the before London. Let's just go bar by bar and see how I was seeing the price action. So pre-session I was really trying to see the supply to fail. I was not really interested in sales until unless we don't see that kind of break to the downside, because playing sales against this kind of swing that broke the high is really, really aggressive. And only game plan was to look for longs, but since the supply was in control, I wanted to see that order flow shift and then probably like that play long. That was the main plan. Let's go bar by bar now. Okay, so this was still London, pre-London, right? So we got a massive push up. That means we are getting that kind of momentum from this demand, which also eventually led to this supply failure. But I'm aware that we are still contained within this bearish internal range. So this can literally happen, like, because this is the internal. So what I was thinking is at the time, this is, it has led to some kind of fractal break, right? This is the fractal high. That got broke. That means there is some kind of bullish order flow because the supply has failed now. So due to that, now it has given us fresh demand. Since this was mitigated, I just evolved into this one. So the area where we're coming from is at the extreme V-shaped momentum. The main negative confluence on this trade was we were trading against the internal, but the area where we're coming from is pretty convincing for me with this kind of momentum. It's just to go like that. So I was not really concerned, but yeah, there was some negative confluence as well. But if we kind of got a pullback up to here, then I'm happy to play the longs to run this kind of equal highs as well. It would be better if we just broke like that, internal shifted bullish, and then probably play. This is much more convincing because we will be trading from this strong low that led to the eyeballs. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, and let's see the M15 as well, how it developed. All right, yeah, we're starting to see the pullback. We pull back immediately, right? So this is the demand that led to the break of this high. I understand that we are still contained within this bearish range, but I'm happy to accept that risk because of the area where we're coming from. So I have this leg inducement that I can use for my entry. All right, so this got swept, and now I am just placing the buy stop order above the highs like that. Right, let's see, stop loss buffer going to be how much? 7.8. That's, let's do 10. Yep, 10, and then stop loss, yeah, including the buffer, it's gonna be probably 82, I guess. I think it was like that. So this will, let's do 1:2 because that's the fixed target I use, certificate. Yeah, so let's see, we didn't get tagged in, so I evolve and put it here with that 6.4. That's going to be 8.4, no, 7.9, and let's do 50. All right, yeah, so that was the trade. Let's, all right, 46, that means 46 plus 4, that's 50. Yeah, okay, so this was the trade. Still valid. Now even better, we kind of swept this one, right? So now we are at the extreme, right? So this is the, we are still contained within this demand. We can even adapt to this one. The main negative confluence at this point is that we're coming with this kind of momentum from this kind of range. So I was, yeah, there is some negative confluence, but we have already mitigated here on right here. So there is always negative confluence for each trade, right? At this point, since we're coming with the momentum, I was aware that it may sweep this one and then roll over to the upside because we have not reached like EQ of this zone, and it just tapped in the edge, so we may sweep this one and then ready to go upside, but still valid according to my trading plan at the moment. Let's see. We got tagged in above here, right, for that one. So 1 to 2.3. I like the strong reactions from there. So even now, the positive confluence for this trade was, it was so near. Even if we just take this out and then go like that, this is more than enough for me to capitalize on this move, because now I'm already in the trade. I really like this retracement candle. Liquidity deposit coming from the extreme. This is a very good trade according to the system that I trade. So yeah, it was doing pretty well, right? It was doing pretty well, and it just pulled back down and it just stopped me out. So it ran up to 1.8, and since my take profit was above there, it just hit my stop loss, and what happened was it mitigated much deeper, swept these liquidities, and then pushed up, hitting my target. So yeah, so with this type of liquidities, with this type of refined zone, it swept me this one and then it went. Overall, the idea was really clean, because I was trading from the extreme, got this V-shaped momentum into the POI. I really like this retracement candle, but unfortunately it just stopped me out and then went to the direction that I was anticipating. Yeah, it took out the highs. Yeah, that was AUDUSD. There was some negative confluence, but it was enough for me to look for the trade. I would take this again. It was really good trade in my opinion. It's just the power of the probability. Let's go over pound dollar now. All right, so the pound dollar is interesting as well. What happened was we swept this major liquidities, external range liquidity from the daily. What often happens is whenever we take out that kind of external range liquidity, it often give up decent reactions, right? For example, here as well, took out and got the decent reactions, took out the highs, got the decent reactions, you know, took out the external range liquidity, got a decent reactions. So yeah, that's why now when we took out this external range liquidity, reaction is kind of like it will give a reaction, but we don't know how big the reaction will be. Is this enough, or are we gonna get a little bit more? We don't know that yet. But focusing on the market structure, we got this daily breakup structure, pulled back. Now internal switch bearish, so the order flow is bearish now. So main expectation is just to follow the order flow, but with this type of V-shaped nature, there is another confluence as well, that either the pullback is started and we are gonna get a deeper pullback into the discount, or if this is the sell side liquidity sweep, because the way we pushed up is really convincing, and we don't have enough supply, right? It broke very correctively, so that's why it's not like that move. That's why this can be a fake, like a trap, bear trap, to run this kind of flow, and then probably we can see, we do not know. But overall, got the daily breakup structure, pulled back, internal shifted. So with this retracement candle, I was favoring longs as well. And from the forward perspective, what do we have? We got this breakup structure to the downside, just focusing on the recent price action. After the breakup structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback, and now I'm kind of seeing this kind of pullback. We understand there will be some kind of demand over there, and V-shaped momentum from the 4-hour. We pulled back correctively, right? And now we are starting to outward move up to the upside. So since this high has not broke the slope, that is, this is weak, so we are still in the discount. So playing, anticipating that pullback is really logical and makes sense as well. From the 4-hour, yeah, and from the 1-hour price action, it's not really interesting, but the direction is pretty simple. What I mean is, like, we got the break of structure, and now we got this order flow shift here during I think it was last Monday. Yeah, on Monday we got this V-shaped momentum. I didn't like when it did not close above, but we got this strong push up. Like, we had this kind of demand, even clean on 1 hour here, so we mitigated this demand, and now we are starting to move up like that. So for longs, I was really expecting, I didn't like this kind of liquidity resting below. That's why I was really waiting for a session to develop, session to open, London session, and then probably we can get some kind of strong shift like that, and then probably get long from here. At least I wanted to see the POI that was formed through sweep, so that will hold more weight for at least a deeper pullback. For the sales, I was really interested as well, but since the order flow was bullish, I was not really interested. For sales, ideally we would like to see this one sweep of the highs and then probably trade from the fresh POI. Now we even have liquidity targets. This will hold more confluence. Yeah, let's go over session open time. That's 5 o'clock. Okay, so order flow was still bullish. Nothing for me, right? It started holding. Even better if you can just do this one. Okay, it's not a valid demand now. So what we have, we got a early mitigation. So sweep this kind of lows. It's a bit aggressive sweep of liquidity, but there is something, right? Now I want to see a convincing move away so that I can expect we're getting this. Otherwise, it's very weak price action, still contained within the supply. Like it's not going anywhere at the moment. Okay, I'm just waiting for the strong bullish move with the session timing. All right, I'm not really interested yet. Okay, now this is really interesting. Let's see how it closes. And let's see on the M15 as well. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, right? So what I'm expecting now is pulling back correctively into this, like sweeping this liquidity, and then probably expect another leg. But I want to see how it closes because it's not really convincing yet. We can do like that as well because of this kind of liquidity is resting below. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Now we have another fresh leg inducement where I can use that. Yeah, I really like how it closed. So with that type of kind of price action, even in M15, it looks better, I think. Yeah. So what happened on M15 was we got this strong push up, we got this pull back, swept this liquidity, and now with the session timing, we got this big volume kicked in. So this is now just riding the trend, and we are literally coming from nothing. This is the straight push with no inducement on the leg, and yeah, this is like a bear trap. So for me, we have like lots of room to go to the upside. So this was one of the high probability case. The only negative confluence is that price action does not look really well developed, but for our also looks clean. We understand that we are starting to see that pullback. Yeah, accepting the negative confluence, I was more than happy to get involved in the trade. I really like how the H1 closed right there, and we are trading with the order flow, right, which is more than enough. Now we got tagged in, I think. Okay, so that was the trade. 1 to 2. Let's just do 2.3, including the commissions and everything. Stop loss buffer. Yeah, so I got tagged in over there. And unfortunately there was a news CPI over around there. I was happy to play before the CPI release, but I was not planning to hold the trades through the news because of the slippage and everything. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, it really worked well, right? We are still contained within this demand, so it doesn't make sense. It does still make sense. The idea is still playing out. This is very typical whenever we have the news, it just chop around. But the order flow is clean bullish. We got this breakup structure. Now we have this fresh demand. Still in the trade, really running well. Oh, all right, just give me a second. Yeah, really running well. Yeah, so what happened was, sorry, just jumped around. It was over there. Okay. So news was at 1:30. This was 12:45. Yeah, so at this point, before this candle printed, I exited around here on 0.3 with small profit, and because I didn't want to hold through the news, but the idea really played well. even though the trade was with small profit, but the TP eventually hit it, right? Yeah, it just makes so much sense even to target this even like this, because this is very low probability supply. Yeah, the idea played really well, and it's just so cool. Like ended up being working, and it ran up to 7.8. I think it ran even more. Yeah. So yeah, that was the trade breakdown. Really nice trade on pound dollar. I think it was really decent trade on the Aussie dollar as well. It was really nice. This was the idea. I really like the fact that idea played in the New York. I was happy to play the longs since I don't trade long New York, but there was some kind of demand here. It would be better if you pull back, but we didn't. So yeah, those were the trades, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions or any feedback, then I'm happy to listen to you guys. Cheers. See you next week.